Hello student, I am uploading this video for your fast revision of the chapter surface chemistry. Okay, so look, in the surface chemistry first we have the adsorption. What is the adsorption? Suppose we have a solid. At the surface of the solid some residual valencies are there. Due to the residual valency, what it do? It try to attract the particle of a new substance. When these particles attract at the surface, this process is called the adsorption. These particles are only present at the surface, not present in the bulk. Okay, the particle which adsorb is called the adsorbate, and the surface on which, or the material on which the particle adsorb, that is called the adsorbent. Okay, suppose if we take the platinum and hydrogen gas adsorb at the surface of the platinum, so that is platinum is work like the adsorbent and hydrogen work like the adsorbate. For the adsorption, delta H is always negative, delta S is also negative, delta G is also negative, because gas and solid particle has the force of attraction between each other. So due to the force of attraction they become the stable. Before the adsorption, gas molecule flow freely in the air, but after the adsorption now they cannot move. They are present at the surface in the stationary condition, so entropy decreases and all the adsorption occurs by itself. It is a natural spontaneous process, so delta G has to be the negative. Physical adsorption, it is held by the weak van der Waals force of attraction. Activation energy is less, it is less specific, means any kind of the gas with the any kind of the solid can give the physical adsorption. Higher the surface area, higher is the rate of adsorption. The gas which has the higher value of the critical temperature, means higher the van der Waals gas constant A, then higher the critical temperature. The gas which has the higher the value of the Tc has the higher physical adsorption. Higher the pressure, higher is the adsorption. Less is the temperature, easier is the adsorption, more is the adsorption. These are reversible. What is the meaning of reversible? The particle can be attracted by the surface easily, so they can easily adsorb, and since we have the less force of attraction, they can easily remove. So that's why they are reversible, easily come and easily go. Next we have the chemical adsorption. Look, chemical adsorption has the stronger force of attraction. They actually have the chemical bonding between them. Activation energy is sufficient high. They are highly specific. If a gas is able to form the chemical bond, then it only can give the chemical adsorption. Higher the pressure, higher is the rate of adsorption, higher is the surface area, higher is the rate of adsorption. Temperature, initially with the temperature adsorption increases, then after having a maximum value the adsorption decreases. Initially increases, then it decreases, and it irreversible. What is the meaning of irreversible? A particle adsorb at the surface, then they adsorb by the very stronger force of attraction, so they cannot leave very easily. So these are the irreversible in nature. Then Freundlich isotherm, it provides the relationship between the x by m. X by m is also called the extent of the adsorption. X is the mass of the gas adsorbed at the surface, m is the mass of the adsorbent. Okay, so it provides the relationship between extent of adsorption and pressure of the gas at the constant temperature. What the empirical formula we have? X by m is equal to k p power 1 upon n. If pressure is where n value is the 0.1, means order of the adsorption can be 0 to 1. Generally it is fractional, 0.5 near. Okay, at the low pressure the adsorption occurs very fast, so it is the first order mechanism. At the high pressure adsorption become independent of the temperature, that is the zero order relation. So we need to remember what? At the high pressure kinetics of the adsorption is the zero order, at the low pressure it is of the first order. Look, at a given pressure at the T2, at a given pressure at the T2 the adsorption of the gas is more, and at the T1 adsorption of the gas is less. Less is the temperature, more is the adsorption. So what is the correct one? T1 is the higher temperature and T2 is the less temperature. If we take the log for this equation, what we have? Log x by m is equal to log k plus 1 upon log p. Okay, that is the equation of the y is equal to mx plus c. where log k is the intercept, slope is the 1 upon n, and we have this graph. If we draw this graph by the calculation, we can calculate the value of the intercept and we can calculate the value of the 1 upon n. Okay. Similarly, we also have the adsorption at the solution. So what we have to do in that one, in place of the pressure of the gas, now we have to take the concentration of the solution. All the things remain the same approximately. What we have to do, x by m is equal to kc power 1 upon n. And then catalysis. Catalysts are the substance, those increase or decrease the rate of the reaction. They are not the reactant, they are not the product, they just increase or decrease the rate of the chemical reaction by the alternating of the mechanism. Okay. Positive catalyst increase the rate, decrease the activation energy, decrease the threshold energy. Negative catalyst decrease the rate, increase the threshold energy, increase the activation energy. Homogeneous catalysis, if reactant and catalyst are present in the same state. Homogeneous. Heterogeneous catalysis, if reactant and product catalysts are present in the different state, it is called the heterogeneous. Promoter. Promoters increase the efficiency of the catalyst. Poisons decrease the efficiency of the catalyst. Autocatalysis, if one of the reactant work like the catalyst, initially reaction is slow, but one of the product obtained during the reaction is work like the catalyst, then that is called the autocatalysis. Induced catalyst, A to B is the slower reaction and C to D is the fast reaction, but when both the reaction occur simultaneously in the same container, then faster reaction increase the rate of the slow reaction, that is called the induced catalysis. Okay. Mechanism of the catalysis explained by the adsorption mechanism. What is the meaning of that? First, the reactant molecule A and B, they are adsorbed at the surface, then they react together on the surface, give one intermediate, and finally they leave from the surface again become the free for the reaction. Now enzymes are the biocatalyst. These are nitrogenous containing organic compound, proteins, higher molecular mass, highly specific. What is the meaning of the highly specific? A particular enzyme will only work for a particular reaction. We cannot use the same enzyme for a different reaction. For example, if we have the inversion of the sucrose, then only invertase can be used. We cannot use any other enzyme. Then they are working their optimum, they are best at their optimum pH. If pH is near the 7.4, they working well. Temperature, if temperature, they work very well at the given, means at the optimum temperature. If temperature too high or too less, they are ineffective. Temperature is near about the 35 degrees centigrade. Coenzyme are the promoters. Like we have the promoters there, these are the promoter. What they do, they increase the efficiency of the enzyme. Poisons are also there. What they do, they decrease the efficiency of the enzyme. Then they follow the log key mechanism. What is the meaning of the log key mechanism? The enzyme and substrate, they have the complementary shape to the each other. The enzyme can fit exactly in the cavity of the substrate. Okay, enzyme and substrate react together, they form one intermediate. That intermediate breaks. Whenever the intermediate break, that give the product as well as the enzyme regenerated. Okay, so now we have the next colloidal state. What is the meaning of the colloidal state? If size of the particle lie from the 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer, that is called the dispersion phase. And these dispersion phase, these particles are present in a solvent, and that solvent is called the dispersion medium. Okay, colloidal solution is always heterogeneous in nature. Colloidal solution is always heterogeneous in nature. Okay, on the basis of the physical state, we have the 8 type of the colloidal system: solid in solid, solid in liquid, solid in the gas, liquid in the solid, liquid in the liquid, liquid in the gas, gas in the solid, gas in the liquid. But gas in gas is not possible, because gas is always homogeneous system, and colloidal has to be the necessary heterogeneous. Then next classification we have on the basis of the number of particles used for the dispersion medium. It may be the multimolecular colloidal system, it may be the macromolecular colloidal system, or it may be the associated colloidal system. Multimolecular colloidal system, a single molecule is small. It is not present in the range of the 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer, but when many molecules of such kind they collect together, what they form a big aggregate. They form a big cluster of the molecule or particle, and that particle present in the colloidal range. For example, sulfur particles are very small, acid particles are small, but they, whenever they connect together, they give a big structure, big particle, that is called the multimolecular colloid. Then macromolecular, a single molecule is the big enough to give the particle in the range of the colloidal, like particle of the starch, particle of the cellulose, particles of the protein. These are sufficiently enough, they are big enough. A single molecule can exist in the colloidal range. Then associated molecules, associated colloidal system, this is especially used for the soaps and detergent. At the lower concentration, soaps and detergent, they work like the stronger electrolyte, but as the concentration increases, what happens, the hydrophobic part of the detergent particle or soap particle, they combine together to give a spherical system, that is called the micelles. In the one micelle, at least 100 soap molecules are present. Micelles formation only occurs above the critical temperature, critical micelles temperature CMC, and above the critical temperature. Micelle formation only occurs above the critical CMC, critical micelles temperature, concentration, CMC, critical micelle concentration, and Kraft temperature, TK. Okay, next classification is based on the lyophobic and lyophilic. If dispersion medium particle, they have the force of attraction with the water. Particle of the dispersion medium, they have the force of attraction with the water, that is called the lyophilic. Lyo means solvent and philic means loving, like starch in the water. But lyophobic, a particle of the dispersion medium don't have the force of attraction with the solvent, don't have the force of attraction with the dispersion medium, that is called the lyophobic. You can think about the oil in the water emulsion, oil in the water colloidal system. We don't have the force of attraction among such particle. That system is called the lyophobic. Lyophobic unstable, lyophilic stable. Lyophilic reversible, and lyophobic irreversible. Lyophilic can be formed very easily just by the mixing, but lyophobic, we have a special technique to form that. Okay, then chemical method of the preparation. What are the method of the preparation? Chemical method always involve the chemical reaction, like reduction of the AuCl3, oxidation, okay, double displacement, okay, or hydrolysis. These are the chemical reaction, those can provide the colloidal particle. Then next we have the Briggs arc method. What we do in the Briggs arc method, in the ice cold solvent we have two rods of the same metal, for example AuAu, and both the rod connected to the electrical power. Okay, so whenever they touch with each other, lots of energy released due to the sparking, and that energy is sufficient to cause the sublimation. But as soon as the gas particle generate, they have the ice cold solvent in their surroundings, so instantly they will solidify. Okay, so that is how we can form the colloidal system of the noble metals, okay, like Au, Ag, platinum, etc. Then peptidation means conversion of the freshly prepared precipitate in the colloidal form is called the peptidation. Okay, a freshly prepared solution, suppose for example AgI, is mixed with the small amount of the electrolyte like Ki or AgNO3. One ion should be the common, and then we shake with the electrolyte. What it do, it breaks the freshly prepared precipitate and convert into the colloidal form. The electrolyte used for this purpose, like AgNO3 and Ki, that is called the peptiding agent. Now next is the filtration done by the dialysis, electrodialysis, and ultrafiltration. Dialysis is what? Look, colloidal particle cannot cross the animal membrane, so we take the colloidal system in the parchment paper or animal membrane and we pass the water. Electrolyte present in the as a impurity in the colloidal system, those can cross the animal membrane, but colloidal system cannot cross the animal membrane. Okay, so through the dialysis we can purify the colloidal system. The next one is the electrodialysis. Dialysis is a slow process. through dialysis we want to remove the cation anion. So to make the system faster, what we do, we apply the one positive plate and one negative plate. Negative plate attract all the cation and positive plate attract all the anions. So that is how the dialysis can occur at the faster rate. That is called the electrodialysis. Next one, we have the ultrafiltration. From the normal filter paper, the colloidal particle can cross. So what we do, we take the ultrafilter paper, we dip the ultrafilter paper in the solution of the nitrocellulose, that is called the Collidone, okay, for some time. After that, we wash the ultrafilter paper with the formaldehyde and it becomes the dry. By the dissolving that, what happens, the size of the holes of the filter paper, they reduce. Now filter paper size become very small, so that the colloidal particle cannot cross through them. If we filter the colloidal system, then all the electrolyte with the water will come down and that pure colloidal particle will be deposited at the surface. We collect these pure colloidal particle and we again dissolve them in the dispersion medium. The next properties of the colloidal system, electrophoresis. What is the electrophoresis? All the colloidal particles are always charged in nature. The charge may be due to the electrodispersion. Okay, electrodispersion, that is the adsorption of the electron by the metal during the electrodispersion, or maybe due to the preferential adsorption theory. These are the two reasons of the charges of the colloidal particle. Colloidal particle has to be always charged. One positive and another positive, they cannot attract each other, they always repel each other, and this is one of the reason of the stability of the colloidal system. Due to the similar charge, they always repel each other. Okay, so now what we have, the electrophoresis. If in the solution of the electrolyte, in the solution of the colloidal, we add the electrode, positive electrode and negative electrode. So if our colloidal system is the negative charge, what they do, they attract toward the positive plate and they deposit at the positive plate. That is called the electrophoresis. By the electrophoresis, we can prove that colloidal particles are always charged in the nature. Tyndall effect, if we see the colloidal system, okay, at the right angle of the direction of the light, then we will find the scattering of the light, illumination of the particles. That is actually the scattering of the light by the colloidal particle. That is called the Tyndall effect and it forms the Tyndall cone. Okay, next we have the Brownian motion. Particles collide with each other as well as particles more frequently collide with the dispersion medium, and after every time collision they change the direction. The direction of the particle is completely random. They are moving randomly in all the possible direction. So due to that random motion, that zigzag motion is called the Brownian motion. Next one is the color. Okay, look, colloidal particle always scattering the light, and due to the scattering of the light, they create particular color. Like color of the sky is the blue. Color of the sky is the blue due to the presence of the impurity or water or dust molecule in the air, so that they scatter the light in such a way so that the color of the sky appear to us as a blue. Then next we have the charge. I have already told you, every time colloidal system is the charge in nature. They may be the charge, they have the charge by the by the adsorption of the electron by the metal during the electrodispersion, or preferential adsorption theory. Preferential adsorption theory is the more important that you need to remember. Okay, you please refer the NCERT for the more detail. Okay, then coagulation. What is the meaning of the coagulation? If anyhow we remove the charge, what is the stability of the charge? Why the colloidal system are they stable? Because they have the similar charge. If we remove the charge of the colloidal particle, what they do, they collect together and they will settle down. Like, you know, if in the milk is a colloidal system, if you add the lemon water, what it do, all the milk particle, all the fat particle will be settled down. Okay, so that process is called the flocculation or coagulation or the precipitation. Okay, here we have the coagulation value, coagulation power and Hartley-Suchley rule. Okay, what is the meaning of the Hartley-Suchley rule? First I complete this one. Suppose if we have a positive charge soul and we want to do the coagulation, we want to do the coagulation of the positively charged soul. So which electrolyte is the more suitable? The more suitable electrolyte should have the higher charge. FeCN6-4 is the most stable, most better, because it has the most negative charge. It attract more positive particle on its surface. Then phosphate 3 negative, then sulfate 2 negative, then the chlorine. Means according to this rule, higher is the positive charge, better is the coagulation power. If we have a negative sole, then for the negative sole what we require the positive. If we have a negative sole, what we require the positive electrolyte. So aluminium plus 3 is the better. After that calcium plus 2 we can use, because of plus 2 charge, then we can use the single positive charge, that is a sodium positive. So according to this rule, higher is the charge, higher is the coagulation power. Less is the charge, less is the coagulation power. We have the coagulation value also. What is the coagulation value? How many millimoles of the electrolyte required to cause the coagulation of the 1 liter colloidal solution in 2 hours? What is the definition? How many millimoles of the electrolyte are required to cause the coagulation of 1 liter colloidal solution in the 2 hours? That is called the coagulation value. Higher the power, less is the amount required to the coagulation, then less is the coagulation value. Less is the power, more amount is required to do the coagulation. Means these colloidal power and colloidal value, coagulation power and coagulation value are always inversely related to the each other. Higher the coagulation value, less is the coagulation power, and less is the coagulation value, higher is the coagulation power. Then protective colloid. Look, like gold in the water, it is not the very stable. So because gold is a lyophobic, so what we do, at the surface of gold we apply a coating of the starch. Starch is a lyophilic. So if on the gold particle we apply a layer of the starch, and if we dissolve that, then that outer covering of the starch make that solution, that solvent in that colloidal system more stable. So lyophilic colloidal particle used as a protective agent for the lyophobic sole. Lyophilic colloidal can be used as a protecting agent for the lyophobic sole. Okay, we also define the gold number here. What is the gold number? Milligram of the protective colloid are required to stop the coagulation of the 10 ml standard gold sole by the addition of the 1% 10 ml NaCl. How many milligram of the protective colloid is required to stop the coagulation of the 10 ml standard gold sole by the 1% NaCl solution? That is called the gold number. Okay, then we have the emulsion. What is the emulsion? Liquid in liquid colloidal system is called the emulsion. Oil in the water, example is the milk. Water in the oil, example is the butter. Emulsifying agent. Look, nariyal tel is not mixable in the water. Okay, so what we have to do to make them miscible, we have to identify, we have to add the emulsifying agent. Okay, OW type emulsion we can use the soap, and WO type emulsion we can use the lamp black. Blue color of the sky is due to the colloidal system, due to the scattering of the light. Fog cloud, these are also present in the colloidal range. In the clouds, water droplet are floating in the water. Water droplet are present in the colloidal range. Food items like ice cream, pastries, halwa, milk. Okay, these are again the colloidal in nature. Blood is also the colloid. Okay, clotting of the blood by the alum. If we have bleeding somewhere, we apply the alum that clot the blood. Clotting of the blood is the again application of the coagulation. Fertile soil is also the colloidal in nature. Humus will act as a protective colloid. Formation of the delta. Suppose one river is coming from the x direction with the positive impurity, another river is coming from the y direction by the negative impurity. Whenever the two rivers meet each other, what they do the mutual coagulation. Due to the mutual coagulation, they precipitate there and they form the delta formation. Okay, now what are the uses? Collateral precipitator. Look, in the chimney of the industries, somewhere we have the electrode. What the electrode do? Whatever the carbon particle are coming, what is the dust is coming after the burning, they are colloidal in nature. They may have the positive charge, they may have the negative charge. So in the chimney, what we do, we apply the electrode at the some point. These electrode will neutralize the charge of the carbon. So what happens? These carbon will deposit at those electrode. They cannot go outside in the atmosphere, because if they go outside, they will cause the pollution. Next, we have the purification of the water. Water has the colloidal impurity. What you do? You add the alum. they will means coagulate all the impurity, and impurity will be settled down, and we can purify the drinking water. Medicines, mainly medicines are present in the colloidal range, because if medicine are present in the colloidal range, surface area is more, number of particle more, surface area is more, they can easily absorb by the body. Like colloidal antimony is used for the problem Kala-Azar. Milk of magnesia is used for the stomach disorder. Then tanning of the leather. Tanning of the leather is also called the hardening of the leather. Okay, leather animal hide is the colloidal in nature. What we do, we applied some tannin on that. That what they do, they cause the coagulation. Due to the coagulation, we have the cross linking everywhere, and due to the formation of the cross link, that hide become the harder, and that is called the leather, which is suitable for the shoes manufacturing or purse manufacturing. Then cleaning action of the soap. Cleaning action of the soap, you know, micelles formation, micelle form. Then if we have the oil on the cloth, then their hydrophobic tail will deposit at the oil, and when we do this kind of action, that oil is also removed. Okay, then photographic film. This I have already told you. Photographic film. On the photographic film, we applied the light sensitive colloidal solution of the AGBR. So photographic film in the older camera, not in the digital camera. In the older camera, we use one reel. That reel is made by the light sensitive AGBR applied on the celluloid film. Okay, rubber. We know some plants of the rubber, we have what they release some milk, that is called the latex. Okay, if we leave that milk for some time, all the rubber particle, if we heat the and boil that milk some time, all the rubber particle will be settled down. Paints, ink, lubricants, cements, etc., these are also present in the colloidal range. Okay, so these are only the short review of the chapter. Okay, if you want to study more, you can go for the main notes or main NCERT from my side. A very best of luck you for all of you for your great future. Thank you.